Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So we got an unworthy female yet again on the internet crying and boo-hooing over nothing. Does not have an issue. We're gonna get into what the issue really is, but we're gonna let her talk.
It's just not worth it dealing with someone else every single day of your life. Every day. I've been married for about 7 years, and I don't even know if this is worth it. And not saying that there's anything necessarily wrong. There's nothing wrong, and that's the point. I don't even know why I'm upset. I'm just, not thinking that I made the right decision. And I have a good man. I do. And that's not the point. The point is, it's you really do lose yourself. You lose your sense of individuality. You lose your sense of peace. And this could be even to a good man.
Let me pause it real quick. I usually let stuff like this play through, but we're going to pause it real quick because what she just said is what she's crying over. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't make sense. From this standpoint, what she's saying is true. To a good man, to any man that you are with, whether he's a good man, not a good man, if you stay in a committed relationship with this man, you live with him, you with him every day, you with him all the time, it doesn't matter what's going on, whether there's no problems, a bunch of problems, is irrelevant to the fact that as a female, as a woman, as a wife, you will. It is not a question of if. It is not a question of conditions. It is not a question of anything. As the female in the relationship, this does not happen to the men, or it happens to a much lesser degree for them because they are not in the submitted position. They are not in the feminine position in a marriage. You will lose your individuality. You will. Ladies, you will. Who you were before that marriage changes. You change into who you married. And people are not ready for that. Nobody teaches this. Even good married women don't know how to articulate that point. They don't know how to articulate it. They don't know how to say that, because I don't think that women who just do it and who are good wives, we just do it. And it's not a problem, so we don't bring it up like a problem. But this generation now that don't have good models of marriage and good models of working relationships do not know that you become your husband, you become him. That comes with a sense of loss to you. Your core personality remains the same, but your habits, your thought patterns, your approaches, all of that turns into your husband, good, bad, or indifferent. It turns into who you married. You turn into him. You turn in. I cannot stress that enough. You turn into that man. You better like him. You better like him. Because if you don't like him, this point in your marriage will become an issue. It'll become a sticking point. This is why there's the 7-year itch, because at about 7 years or so is when the transformation comes at its peak, which is why they say if you could get past it, you can like make it, because women don't know how to handle a transformation. It is a loss of self. It is. You have to grieve that person. Women do a lot of changing in relationships. We do a lot of changing just through the course of doing what we supposed to do. It's a lot of changes. And sometimes men notice that you change and sometimes they don't like it, but that depends on what you're doing. But at the same time, a woman cannot remain the exact same person that you married because she turns into you. That's why. That's the main reason. Like, aside from foolishness, aside from like a woman just spinning off and doing some other crazy stuff, like aside from that, I'm talking about women who are doing what they supposed to be doing as wives. She's gonna turn into you. So there are going to be certain parts of her that disappear because they're not you. And she's gonna turn into you. She's gonna turn into you. She gonna have your attitude. She gonna pick up all of the stuff, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's a character flaw, whether it's the good part of you. She gonna pick all of it up. She's going to pick all of it up. That is what we are designed to do. That is the feminine position in a marriage. Like on a spiritual and esoteric level, that is what we are made to do. We turn into you. We turn into you. This is why they say a woman a reflection of her man. That's because we literally do that. We literally become. And I'm talking about, again, I'm reasserting, I'm talking about good women, not foolish men. All the women do it. We will all start doing it on some level. It's just that the women now don't know that. And a lot of marriages are just transactional and they are not rooted in the spiritual value. So therefore, people don't understand the two becoming one flesh. God already told us that's what happens. But people don't still, even when they read that passage, they still don't get it. They still don't understand it from its practical standpoint. And when it happens in real time. When it happens in real time, like it's a transformation, like it takes years to do it. It don't happen at the altar. It happens through the day-to-day interaction all the time. It happens through time, not in a moment. We really do male. That's why you start couples that look together long enough, start looking alike. That's not a coincidence. You're not crazy to notice that's supposed to start happening. That's what is supposed to happen. The only way that turns bad is in these cases where she doesn't really realize that that's supposed to happen. She thinks something's happening that should not happen. She don't even know nobody that could tell her, rest easy, like relax. This is not, you're not having an issue. You're just at the peak of your transformation into your husband. That's what's happening. And so there is a sense of loss. You're going to have to grieve that person, because going back to my point of women changing, motherhood changed you. And I didn't never have the honor of going through the physical change that accompanies physical, like biological motherhood. I never did that. But being a mom changes you. You're a different person. You're a different individual after that. Physically, hormonally, physiologically, psychologically, all of that shifts just from the natural. I got pregnant, I had a baby, that. And it happens, and men don't experience that. Men don't experience that. Women have to do a better job of articulating that process to other women. And I think it's a very small minority of women who actually understand the process well enough to say what it is, to put it into words. It's just something that we do. But because there's a missing spiritual component now, and marriages are more transactional than they are spiritual, it's more of a contract than it is a covenant. So people lose that spiritual part of things. They think it's just this worldly secular, that marriage is just about bills and sex and staying together. No, it's so much deeper. That connection that's supposed to be built through a marriage is much deeper than any connection that you could do secularly. And it's a different connection than you would ever have, like as a parent to a child. That's a different kind of connection. Your marital connection and all that it is, whether it's good, whether it's bad or whatever, follows you into the next life. That's how deep that connection is. And people don't understand that. But you got to reflect. You turn into, this is what she crying. She doesn't even understand it. So she may lose her marriage because she's crying about something that's supposed to happen to her, which is she's supposed to become one with her husband. She's supposed to do that. She think it's a problem. It's not a problem. This is actually what's supposed to be happening. But no spiritual understanding at all. And this is what you get. She might lose her marriage for this. Man ain't doing nothing to her. He not doing nothing to her. This is from her own mouth. Husband not doing nothing to her.
Like, you're gonna lose something, and I don't think it's worth it. Like, at all. I've always had a dream of, like, getting out of my hometown, like, city, and moving on, like, moving forward. Like life is supposed to be experience. Like, we're supposed to be doing new things and traveling, and it's just not worth it dealing with someone else every single day of your life. Every day. I've been married for about 7. I don't know if I want to continue doing this every single day of my life. Like, always checking in with someone, always having to consider their feelings, it's always somebody else. You're never alone. Even if it's absolutely worth it, I don't think it is. Even if you found the most perfect man, it's not worth it. It's not. Like, it's always gonna be best to just, like, be alone. And maybe that's why so many men tell older women they're gonna be alone and be so sad. I'm sad with a great man. Like, imagine living a fairy tale and it's nothing like you imagine it. You're living your literal fairy tale, and it's not what you want. It's not what you want. Even if you think that you want it, even if it's exactly what you dreamed of, it's still just, I don't know if
this is a result. This meltdown is a result of no spiritual grounding. She doesn't have any spiritual connection at all. None. She don't have no spiritual foundation at all. She's talking about all of this nonsense about a fantasy, living a fairy tale. That's your problem. None of these chicks understand that relationships, real marriages, are not fantasies and fairy tales. It is life. Life is happening. And they don't understand how they dishonor what Allah has given them by granting them husbands that care about them, husbands that look after them, husbands that treat them well. How Allah say in the Quran that a husband's job is not only to maintain and provide, but to do so with kindness. Allah stipulates that. It's not enough in Allah's eyesight for a husband to just pay bills or to just be there physically or to just, that's not enough. Allah also stipulated to shelter her, feed her, clothe her, provide her in kindness. Kindness. In kindness. Don't be mean. Don't be haughty. Don't be callous. Don't be a tyrant. Don't be oppressive. And then Allah grants you, as a woman, a husband that actually fulfills that. And because there is no spiritual grounding, you allow shaitan, a'udhu billah, you allow shaitan to come to you to tell you that you should be traveling, that you should be moving out of the town, that you should, what is this nonsense? A'udhu billah, what is this nonsense that you're talking about? You got to check in with somebody. Now, this will be the same chick that years down the line will cry because like she's gotten older and all of those dreams of traveling and doing this and that are in her rear view mirror. And now she wants that man. Now she'll want that man that Allah blessed her with, that she dishonored the blessing. She dishonored what Allah gave. She dishonored nothing is more horrendous than to dishonor the gift that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you, that nobody else can give you. To spit, astaghfirullah, to spit on that which Allah give you because you lack spiritual, there's nothing to hold you accountable. Nothing to hold you accountable. So many marriages are lost because there's no spiritual value or foundation that holds you accountable to what you are doing. It's there for moments like this, when your feelings might change, when a thought may enter your mind. The accountability, the duty steadies you and guides you through those moments of inner upheaval, the inner thought, what they call today the intrusive thought. Man, this is not enough. Man, the human being is typically not satisfied with things. This is more pronounced in females. Allah gave us that sense of hypergamy, that wanting better, wanting more, wanting something else. But that is a part of the task of women. That is a female task. That is a part of like the challenge of women. That's one of our spiritual challenges. To not get rid of it, but to check it. And you check it by Allah's law. That's how you check that. Following the guidance, following what you're supposed to be doing. Again, the duty steadies you through it. There's an accountability present in marriages that have spiritual foundations. You can't just up and leave, because you're not only accountable to the person you left when you die and Allah resurrect you and he asks you about it. Now you have accountability. What did you do? You can think anything. You can have an emotional anything. But what did you do about it? Did you check it? Or did you follow the promptings of shaitan? The waswas, the whispers of shaitan? Did you follow that? And when you don't have no spiritual nothing to lean back on and say, you know what, I'm not even supposed to be going that way because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, do this. So this is what I'm going to do. Despite what I feel, that'll pass. What you realize is that that'll pass. Like all of them different emotions and stuff, that passes. That's not permanent. Those are just things that you come up with that you know what I'm saying? It's not even worth nothing. She talking about what's not worth it. What's not worth it is listening to the shaitan. That's not worth it. But she don't know the difference because where's her God? Where's her guidance? Where is the guidance that supersedes her husband, that supersedes what she wants to bring her back down to the reality of what's necessary? This why they cry. Where's your God? No sense of duty, no sense of accountability, no sense of nothing. Just I want to do what I want to do. And I'm shackled by having to submit to something other than my nafs. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be talking about in the Quran. English interpretation. Have you seen the person that make their nafs a god? Have you seen that person that worship their nafs, that worship their desires, that worship themselves, that worship all the things that they just want to do what they want to do, and that's the do as thou wilt, and let that be the whole of the law? Have you seen them people? How destroyed those people are. Your desires is checked by the amr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That checks the desire. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host, Sister Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.